The swamp runs deep. Now, I've been entrenched in this local battle against the pro bonders. I'm a part of the Block the Bond group, right? Grassroots movement. We're all independent. Some of us are journalists. Most of us, if not all of us, are concerned citizens. So what's happening in Midland, Texas, I made videos about it, is that we are being forced a bond, right? Or they are introducing a Midland College bond slash tax to the citizens of Midland, Texas. Now, I'm making this quick video to kind of give an update on everything. Stan came and gave me some files I needed. We're on the move, y'all. We're not playing games. Me and my wife drove around yesterday. It was my first day off, and we were able to put signs up there to vote no, to vote this down. I was able to go meet some people and, just make some moves for this movement that we have. I feel bad for Odessa, Texas. It's pretty crazy. Look at the videos, y'all, that I have about this whole situation. But what I've come to find out about the local swamp in Midland, Texas, it's alive, it's swampy, and it's real. For real. But the point is, Odessa and Midland have two different bonds coming up for election in May. May 3rd is in Midland. I don't know about Odessa, maybe the same day. But the point is, this is an off-season election. This is an off-season situation where they slid these bonds in there, thinking that the taxpayers will be dumb or ignorant enough to not know what's going on. And there they go with their whole facility, their students, whoever, churches, businesses, whoever they go present these plans to, and go swarm the polls and end up passing this huge debt to the people. So what happened? The reason why I feel bad for Odessa is because Odessa, I haven't seen no movement whatsoever of anybody coming out and saying anything about this bond besides us Midlanders that are saying both bonds are trash and it's debt that we don't need. Now, of course, I see people, saying that they don't support the Odessa bond. But like I said, I don't see any kind of movement besides individual accounts that I rock with and people, should I say, patriots and citizens that are saying it's hogwash. I've actually seen some people that I thought were, official conservatives supporting the bond slash tax in Odessa, Texas. Anyways, like I said, I just feel bad for Odessa because Odessa don't look like they're organized. Don't look like they got anybody, fighting against the bond that they have. They had, I think, a bond introduction in November, the last election, and the people voted it down. Hope it happens again. But the crazy thing is they come back presenting another bond right now in the off season. So that brings me to this. Midland's doing the same thing. They're pushing these bonds in a season when no one's really going to go vote. I think, and I made a post about this, they thought the citizens of Midland will be in the dark about this. And like I said, they will get their whole facility, all their professors that are leftists, right? I got one, I made the video, he's from Fresno. They got all them ready to go vote, and they're going to barely pass this thing. I would say, they probably wanted to pass it by a good margin, but any margin for them winning is good for them. A win's a win, right? So, like I said, shame on them. They try to pass it to the people, but I'm going to tell you right now, without giving all the details about our group and, our details and our info that we have, we've become a thorn in their side. They're taking our signs down. They're watching us what we do, and we're just a little group. We got little signs, 10, 12 by 12 signs. They got big old signs everywhere for the pro Midland bond slash debt of $1.1 billion, y'all. So I'm going to go through my Facebook feed and just show you what I got going. This is for my Midlanders and West Texans that are out there, but this really should be an alarming wake-up call for everybody, especially in Texas. I heard they got one in Big Spring. They got one in Greenwood, which that's actually Midland County as well. I think San Angelo is the last thing I heard that they got a bond introduced. Many cities, y'all, are introducing these bonds to the taxpaying citizen, and it seems like they're doing it year after year, and they don't let up off of us. Okay, now this is what was very alarming. Let me get to my actual presentation, y'all, on my YouTube. I'm glad I got a platform where I could speak out because many people have told me, especially on Nextdoor, they keep banning me and taking my posts down. They don't like me over there. But some people have told me, thank you for posting this stuff because we didn't know nothing about this bond. Thank you for posting the interviews you've done with, Kyle, with Stan, with Kevin, because this has been informative for us to make a decision. Okay, so I'm glad that I'm using my voice to do something locally. I see people all the time talking bad about Trump, even pro-conservatives that don't like certain things that Trump do. All they do is cry about Trump and I don't even want to say certain nations' names, right? But what do they do locally? You know what? To be honest, I don't even really focus on Trump or even worry about that. You know what I worry about? My own backyard. Midland, my city, because this is what they're doing. Again, if they're doing it here, they're doing it in many cities across the nation. And Kyle told me, he's with the John Burke Society. He said this is basically socialism 101, because once they pass these bonds that keep you in debt, tax-paying citizen, then they have to introduce affordable housing for the people they try to get here to work here, especially in Midland, right? It's all socialism, y'all. Getting me to pay one penny for someone else's issues, I'm not going for it, simple and plain. So I'm glad I was able to speak up and say something. But again, this is a plan they're implementing across the nation, implementing these bonds, which are actually just tax rate increases and taxes that they put on the tax-paying citizen, and most of the people don't even know what's going on. They passed a big one with the energized Midland with this fraud liar I'm going to show you in a minute, and it barely won by, I think, 5,000 votes. Only about 20,000 people voted. We got 150,000 population. What does that show you? That 19,000 people, I believe it was the numbers that voted for it. I think 10,000 voted against it, 14,000. I'll probably the exact numbers, my bad. But a very small amount of people that are registered to vote came out to vote in this election for the MISD bond, which was billions of debt for us too. And I'm going to show you what was very alarming. Let me get to it, y'all. Sorry. So, wrong one. Boom. This right here. I wake up and Stan sends me an actual screenshot of my address in my house. To say the least, I was very alarmed and pissed at what I saw. I made a post and I said, this is freaking crazy. But come to find out, I'm paying currently on my property, right? Not even $250,000 house, but it's up there, you know. My numbers I ain't gonna say, but you can look it up if you knew my address. Who cares? Either way, it's public, not info. But for my little house that I have in Southside Midland, Texas, I'm paying, let me get over here. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on real quick. I'm paying for 5 different tax, I don't know, they're bonds. I don't know. I honestly don't know how this works. And Stan said that's how they do you. You don't know what you're paying on your taxes unless, of course, you're making the payments. My wife, we just have it on whatever pay for the mortgage and it goes out and whatever. But she sees the actual house payment go up every year. It's gone up. We used to pay $700, y'all. Now we're paying close to $1,200 on our mortgage, and we got a good rate. We got good credit, and we got it back in the day, right? I'm already been here 15 years. Thank God. I feel bad for y'all that are paying $2K plus for your mortgage. Anyways, we used to pay $700. Now we're paying $1,200, and she sees the taxes going up. Come to find out, this is why. Midland County. How much am I paying for that one? That's $260 a year. Okay. Hold on, before you say that ain't much. Shoot, let me finish. City of Midland taxes, $688 a year. Midland Hospital, another bond, I believe they passed, $150 a year. Midland College, they already have one. What the hell? They want more? $163,000 a year. Well, it's on my screen. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth. And the last one, y'all, Midland ISD. What this dude Reagan in a wholesale, this freaking fraud right here, he pushed this no tax rate increase, which was a lie. It says on the actual sample ballot, this is a property tax increase. They ran with this message that this is not a tax rate increase, and the ballot says otherwise. I posted this everywhere. Last year, I think it was in November, they had the actual voting, and we lost. Like I said, he was the face of this. Him and Energized Midland. Come to find out, this guy's embedded with the Midland College, University of Birmingham. I don't even know. This dude is embedded with these people, y'all, with the educated folks. Look at the video I interviewed old Fresno, transplant from Fresno, California, Trump hater, Christ denier, liberal, right? They want us to pay for an expansion of Midland College. Basically, it's a renovation, right? It ain't going to help nobody. None of my people go to college, never will, and simple and plain, I don't want to pay for it. Back to this guy, though. This dude pushed it heavy. He tricked a lot. He even tricked someone that was very smart that's related to us. I can't believe that she was over there believing this hogwash. He tricked a lot of people for this freaking bond, and now I'm paying $1,700 a year. Grand total is $2,900. What, $10 from $3,000 a year. And this ain't for a year or two. These are 30 to 40 year bonds. The Midland College bond, y'all, is a 40-year plan. They want $450 million to renovate. I actually have the numbers in the picture here. I'll show it to you momentarily. Once I found out about this, boy, I'm telling you, I was all over this like flies on for real, because, man, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like I said, you don't really pay attention, or when you pull this up on the MCAD website and put your address in there and go look at your numbers. My homeboy did it. He's paying like $45,000 to $5,000 a year. I said, damn, I even texted my son. I said, damn, son, you got the $250,000 house. You live in a nicer neighborhood. You're going to pay more, son. And he's like, man, let me know when y'all are going to go vote. We're going to go vote against this crap. And like I said, he's in a higher end neighborhood. So this is $3,000 a year. And I told my son this to show him about investing. He already knows, but I always tell him and keep this on the forefront of his mind: investing, money, being on budget, paying your bills, working hard. I always tell my son this, all my kids. They know this is how I live and operate. I'm not just some dude on YouTube. I'm an oil man. I'm an oil fielder. I'm a trucker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a family man. I'm a Christian. I walk it like I talk it. I don't just come on YouTube and do it. I'm involved in my area. And I teach my kids conservative, traditional Christian ways. Amen. So the point is, $3,000 I'm going to be paying a year. I told my son, damn, once they hit us with that Midland College bond, which is $1 billion with interest, $1.1 billion for 30 to 40 years, we got to pay it, right? Add that in there. Is it going to be $150? $200? Is it going to be another $1,500 tax increase? I don't know. But just round it up to $3,000. Just throw an extra $1,000 on there. Maybe even $35. Let's do $3,500 on the low end, right? We have all these I got to pay for. Throw in the Midland College bond, for your and giggles, right? $3,500, say I got to pay every year. I told my son, and I made a post, don't you think that I could sit there and invest $4,000, $3,500 into some kind of mutual fund or a retirement account? That will benefit me 30, 40 years down the line. This ain't benefiting me. None of my kids went to Midland College. I've never been to Midland College myself, but I'm paying for this, y'all. They want me to pay for that. And then the MISD bond. My kids don't even go to school. They're home. My youngest child is homeschooled. Our schools in Midland, Odessa are trash schools, y'all. And I'm paying $1,700 a year. I'm telling you, my wife says she noticed that our numbers are going up with our mortgage, everybody. Look at your numbers. Look at your property taxes. Don't look at your statement with your, you can look at, I guess, for your mortgage, but go look up on the MCAT in Midland or look up your appraisal district in any town you live in and go look at your property taxes. At the very bottom of there, there's going to have an itemization. You see that? At the very bottom that stands, send me the actual, my property value and all that and my taxes. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, 5 different entities I'm paying taxes on, y'all. This is freaking crazy. If I don't pay these taxes, I already know how the city of Midland is going to do me. They're going to take my freaking house away. If I pay my house off, I still got to pay this. Boy, I was pissed when he sent me this. When old Stan Smith sent me this, and then he showed me his, he's like in $5,000 to $6,000 a year. It's freaking crazy for things I have nothing to do with. I don't support or go to MISD. I don't support Midland College, the hospital. I don't even want to go to Midland Memorial Hospital for nothing. That's basically a sentence, unaliving sentence, going to Midland Memorial, trash hospital with trash, the bread misses that run it, horrible maskers and V lovers. This is happening in my city. Y'all supposed to be a Trump Christian town, and we're being taxed basically to death. And shame on this dude right here. Look, y'all, he lied. He freaking pushed that. It was a good message. Energize Midland School District. I don't know the numbers. I should have the numbers, but I think it was over $1 billion they got. So we're paying for it right here, y'all. Wake up. I'm actually going to do another part because this video is already going longer than what I said, but look at these numbers, y'all. This is what you're going to have to pay. Go look. Don't look on your mortgage statement. You can, I guess. My wife said that she sees it here and there, but go look at your actual property value and the taxes you have to pay every year. And it hurts. My wife said, man, we used to pay $700. Now we're paying $1,100, $1,200 a month. So don't tell me that these increments of whatever they're charging is $150 here, $150 here, $700 here, $800 here, and then this one $17 freaking hundred for MISD bond that my kids don't even go to MISD. I got to pay for that crap. Then I want to say 14 or 19,000 people voted for. This dude and his people put us in debt for billions upon billions of dollars to build new high schools. It ain't even in my neighborhood. Ain't even in the south side of Midland. This dude put me in heavy debt to build 2 new high schools for the influx of people that come here to work. How the hell does that benefit me or people that are on fixed income, senior citizens, people that are retired? Midland, Texas is not a town to retire in no more, y'all. Probably never really was, but at least back then it wasn't this bad. Now you got people like Reagan Inahosa, him and that Fresno libtard professor, you know what I'm saying? And you got them here taxing us to death. I'm looking out for the citizens of Midland. I'm looking out for people on fixed incomes, my parents that are retired. How the hell is a college going to benefit them? I should show you the screenshot from freaking Nextdoor app. The lady saying, I said, I made a post on Nextdoor because they keep banning me and taking my post down. You got to be very smart on Nextdoor. But a lady, I posted a post acting dumb, right? And this is what I said. Check it out. I said, does anyone know how the upcoming Midland College bond will benefit my parents who are on a fixed income and retired? Thanks. Like I said, you got to word it a certain way. on Nextdoor. I'm doing a part 2 because it's going to go a bunch longer. I can keep talking about this. I'll finish with this though. Nancy Ward said, the benefit is to your parents, children, grandchildren, and their children. Also the community by providing necessary training to keep our kids here in the Midland area. The future is what we are benefiting. Let me get over here. I've been in the oil field going on 20 years. I haven't met one person that told me they went to Midland College to be in the oil field. In order to work in the oil field, you need a couple things: a pulse, the drive, grit, determination, a clean license, be able to pass a drug test, things like that. You get in where you fit in out here. So it was never because of schooling. I've never met one person that said Midland College sent me here, trained me to come here. And that's what they're lying to you about. It's a big old renovation. I'm going to do a part 2 and shows you where the money's going. They're renovating the halls, and all they want is a big old nice pretty building with big old flat screen TVs where they can drink their coffee and talk bad about President Trump in there. Yeah, I had the professor here on my channel. Look up the video. I'll put it here in the description of what he says about Trump and about him helping illegal aliens. He's a transplant from Fresno, California, here teaching history. Wants to tell me how they want to expand the Midland College to train more oil field workers and welders and nurses. The hell that got to do with me? For what? This lady claims that this is to keep our kids here. I recommend my kids to leave this damn town. If you're any Midlander with sense, you don't want your kids in the oil field. It's a freaking trap, and it's deadly and dangerous. It ain't what it used to be. This town is full of crooks, criminals, a bunch of oil field wrecks, and it's dangerous just to go to Chick-fil-A. I don't like what my city has become. And what really pisses me off when these people raise my taxes to pay for crap that I have no business dealing with. Socialism 101. And this woman says this is to keep our kids here. Show me the stats. That's what I told her, ma'am. Do you have the stats that show that kids stay here? You know, they want to leave. And then Kevin Williams said on the video interview I did with him that he thinks it's the opposite. They will go to Midland College to rather learn something to leave Midland and Odessa. And I don't blame them. That's probably more true than them staying here. What are they going to stay here for? But the point is, like I told her, I said, and another gentleman commented defending it, saying, do you have any stats, Nino? Well, I'm not the one that brought that point up, but the point is this, though. Regardless of stats and statistics and projections for the future that they try to sell us and for this, for this $1.1 billion debt for 40 years, I got to pay this. But, besides all the projections, like my wife said, let's go with the facts. The facts are this is a $1.1 billion debt that we got to pay for 40 years. Do you want to risk our livelihood, our taxpaying dollars for your projections that people are going to stay here to work here if we fund their college campus and the renovations they want? They want $3.1 million for landscaping and irrigation, y'all. I have the report. I'll show it here in a minute on part 2. So like I said, y'all, we're getting to them. We're being vocal. We're being active. And I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't expect us to be like this. They didn't expect that citizens will rally up like we have done, and we've let everybody know about this. People want signs. We want to vote no against this crap because we're being taxed to death. I just showed you. I'm paying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different taxes right now on entities that have really nothing to do with me. Maybe I guess the city of Midland, maybe, right? I live in the city of Midland. I don't even know what the hell that one went to. I don't want to know, to be honest. Well, I need to know now. But now they want to add a 6th tax on me for a college that I showed was out there pushing different lifestyle agenda groups. I'm not going to say that on here, but you catch the drift. Skittles, they stand for that. The professor I interviewed stands against Trump. He stands for illegal aliens. He's not even from my area. Reagan in Ahosa, this dude over here pushing lies and debt upon my people. But I'm glad we stood up. What happens in the dark comes to light. And in Midland, Texas, the citizens took a stand. Check me out on Facebook, Nino Rodriguez. Check me out on all my other platforms. That's my personal account, Nino America. And stay up to date, y'all. I'm on the Nextdoor app as well before they try to ban me and kick me out of there. But we are fed up. And you know what? This is some bull crap. You want to tax me to train somebody to be a nurse or to be a welder? What the hell? That got to do with me? Nothing. And with that, y'all remember, you ain't got to like it.